power to prosper.
Well, the new Congress has plenty to prove when it gets back next week, but it's Wall Street that could be the one of its toughest critics out there. It's certainly its toughest audience. So, to the Fox Biz All-Stars, Francis Newton, Matt McCall, Mike Norman, and Nicole Petitlides. Nicole, you're on the floor of the exchange every day, so tell us, what are these guys down there expecting?
From Congress, how about nothing? Why don't you do nothing? You have done enough, Congress, right? The less, I almost feel like the less they do at this point, the better. Just obviously we've extended the tax cuts, let that kick in. We've had QE2, we don't need that we don't need more QE3. Just leave it alone and give it a break for now.
But Mike, I mean, you're a proponent of government spending, and no one can deny that throughout all this government spending, the market's performed pretty well.
Market's up 80-90% since the stimulus. Exactly. I agree with Nicole. They ought to have gridlock. That would be the best thing that the market. What I'm afraid of is that they're going to do what they're promising to do, which is a whole bunch of spending cuts, put us right back into recession again. The market will drop 20% or more.
The market, okay. On that note, Francis, let's bring you in. What do you think?
She agrees with me.
Well, I think absolutely that Congress now just has to follow through with not playing the party lines, and they have to let Wall Street know and give Wall Street the confidence that they are going to continue to do what's best for the economy. And I agree with Mike completely. If we cut spending, we are screwed. So hopefully they'll leave it alone for a minute.
There's a smart girl.
Okay, well, listen, Wall Street, economists, they all seem to be a little worried about this thing called debt deficit and those kind of things. Matt, so what do you think?
No, Mike and I never agree on this. I think we need to cut the spending, and I think the spending bill is going to be the big thing that we're going to be talking about next couple of months in my mind. But I have to agree with Nicole going back to let's let Congress take a step back. I think right now what Wall Street wants to see is less big government, less involvement in everything, less regulations. So if they sit on their hands and there is gridlock, this will be the proponent to push this market higher.
We're going to make a bet. We're going to make this official. If they cut the spending, he's going to double down, put all his money into the market, and I'm going to go short.
I will. I absolutely will.
You know what?
If they cut the spending, we'll have a liquidity
we'll have a counter underneath both of you, and so see how well you're doing, up, down, whatever.
I'll win that one. It'll be easy.
But Nicole, you're down in with these guys. Are they saying that they really don't really? I mean, is it apolitical down there on the floor? Is it just really like if both sides can cancel each other out and let the free markets take over, that's probably the best scenario?
Less of a hand from government right now would be the better choice. But the big picture is let these tax cuts, right? That's going to help just by itself. Just the fact that you've extended the tax cuts. You also have now, obviously, more Republicans, right, that are going to be voting on different things. And that may be a little more business friendly. I mean, that's what everybody's been waiting for as well. So maybe that'll be helpful.
And, I got to say, Francis, a lot of people are saying the market really picked up this head of steam in the summer when polls really conclusively said that there was going to be a major GOP sweep, that really got Wall Street excited. It's getting businesses excited. Businesses perhaps ready now to go out and spend because they're so intimidated by the anti-business administration that they've been under so far.
Well, I think Obama's administration has completely changed since the midterm elections. I think that they have realized that if they continue to ram their policies through, that we are going to have, less money in circulation and the economy is going to continue to suffer. I think that the equities will continue to trade higher with the QE that was done, and I think the government needs to leave it alone. I think that probably will jump from commodities to equities some, but that's going to be the key. If they start going back to ramming Democratic policies through, then I think that Wall Street will lose the confidence.
Right. Well,
we
just
cannot
contradicted
cut
yourself.
the spending mathematically.
You said ramming through Democratic policy. Democratic policy is to spend more. So which is it? Do you want them to spend more, or do you want them not to ram it through? You can't have the best of both worlds here.
Well, it depends on the Democratic policy. If they're spending to keep the current liabilities alive, that's fine. If they're trying to completely overhaul things in the middle of a fiscal collapse, then that's just not mathematically viable.
I have two quick thoughts. Let me just tell you about President Obama's administration. First of all, he seems to be switching gear, coming more to the center. There are a lot of people who don't believe that that's what's really in his heart. I'm not sure that he's doing that because he has to or because he wants to. Number two, what you said about the market running up on the whole idea that Republicans move in, GOP sweep. Our December here, our best December for the S&P since 1991.
All right, guys, we're going to have to leave it there. By the way, on the idea that to change this image, maybe I'm thinking of that line from Officer and a Gentleman. You didn't change Mayo, you just shined it up. You just made it look better, but you didn't really change.
Mayonnaise.
That was a terrible impersonation.
That was good. That was
okay.
Who was that? Who was that supposed to be?
That was Luke Gossett, Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, my God.
I've got no
A Fox Business alert. No matter what he does, the president still remains popular. So says yet another poll. But is it his policies or his personality that's going to get him reelected?